What men should we not marry? 6 personality types and dangerous men for marriage.
A man who annoys you and is kind of a bad supervisor. Why would you want to marry an abusive man? Never marry a man who has no control over his anger, rage and frustration. If your man gets angry every now and then, that's fine and we can even say that it's normal, but if you notice that your man gets angry over the stupidest things and expresses it in an abusive way, you need to get over it. Get out of the relationship. Because if you don't do this, you will end up emptying yourself emotionally, just like him. If your man is currently abusing you verbally, then you should also know that it is very likely that he can also physically abuse you. So never think of marrying a man who has these kind of problems. A man for whom work is everything. This is the type of person you really need to be on the lookout for. There is nothing wrong with being career-oriented and accepting some kind of job responsibility, but if your man thinks only about work all day, you should definitely reconsider your choice. A man who is too busy with his work can never give any suggestion or opinion in any case. They just hear you in the silence, nod and say do whatever you like. They never take the initiative to plan, discuss the future or anything. If you marry such a man, you will probably feel lonely because he will never be emotionally available for you to comment on. A man who only thinks about getting married. You only make a few dates with this man. You yourself know that your dates were just a few simple dates, but on the other hand, your man pretends that he has known you for a long time and keeps talking about marrying you. All he ever talks to you about is getting married and having kids. Do not trust such men because their brains only work on these useless and absurd talks. When it comes to doing something, they come up with various reasons to save themselves from the argument. Maybe your man is just a man full of empty words, if he is constantly talking about marriage and how much he loves you.
A man who thinks he owns you too much. This guy has a problem with everything you do, such as what you wear, who you talk to, a conversation you have with a man other than him, what you post on social media, etc. If your man is insanely obsessed with every little thing you do and has a problem with it, don't marry him, because you will be in trouble until the end. You may mistake this for caring and loving, but it only adds to the toxicity of the relationship. No matter how hard you try, you will never be able to win the trust of such a man. Lie. Caress and gently kiss the man's lips. A man who has had many seducers and mistresses. A man who has had many lovers and dated many girls will only stay with you until he is attracted to you or thinks you can be the new excitement of his life. If you try to talk to him about something serious, he'll just ask you to change the subject because you're ruining the moment for him. How and why should a woman be with someone so untrustworthy? So a Casanova is someone you should never marry. A man who is very dependent on his mother. The child is a grandmother. It is one thing to love your mother and another to allow her to interfere in even the smallest decisions. Never marry a man with this type of personality. His mother will have a great influence on his career choices, his personal life, as well as his love life. As a person he can be a sweet and caring person, but as a person in a relationship he may never be able to make a decision because he needs his mother's opinion in everything. You definitely don't need to date such men because then you have to end the date. If you are looking for a serious relationship that leads to marriage, don't ever consider dating this type of man.
I love you all.